Live from our studio，而家我哋 on air，等我開埋第二邊先，開晒所有。Hello from my studio, and our studio is more ready than ever, and we call this an open studio night. Although no one is here, but it's my duty to open the studio here at the Jockey Club Creative Arts Centre. I call this my duties because its tenants here are supposed to open the doors for people to come and visit and check the place out, etc. etc. 咁我作為呢度呢個賽馬會藝術中心嘅一個租客呢，係有責任呢。不時咧係應該開下門嘅，咁啱我哋真係開咗門啦。咁但係7至8點呢個時段中間咧，如果有人想過嚟咧坐喺度聽 jazz 啊，聽我哋講嘢嘅話咧係 OK 嘅。啲凳已經排晒喺度，好靚。而家係0% 入座率 OK 嘅。我哋只不過今次係第一次嘅嘗試，新嘗試。Hello， 哇！I'm seeing some faces, some people joining on our stream.Quite a few of them. Hello, hello, hello. This is live from Hong Kong from the Jockey Club Creative Arts Centre. We're going to have some jazz. We're going to have some talk about this wonderful album you can see right here. And if our operator can zoom in on the album. It's an album by a Hong Kong born but Netherlands based vocalist, Keith Wong. Let us welcome him. He's cheering for himself because there's no one else in the room. But that's all right because it's our first open studio night and I'm fulfilling my obligation as a tenant of this Creative Arts Centre after quite a few months being here. Anyway, let's talk to Keith. Hello. Keith.
Hello, Justin.
How do you say hello in Dutch?
Hoe gaat het?
Why do you have to think about it?
Because I haven't speak Dutch for a while. Hoe gaat het met jou?
Hoe gaat het met jou?
Yeah.
And I understand the Dutch are very good in English, that you don't have to speak too much Dutch.
You mean in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone in the Netherlands can speak really good English. And if I speak Dutch, they would talk in English back to me.
You could take that as an insult, right?
No comment.
Okay, yes, it's fine. We understand. If somebody tries to speak my language to me, and I'll be quite surprised because our language is pretty hard. Anyway, so let's talk about album. It's called Intertwined.
Yeah.
First of all, it's called Intertwined. Why do you call it Intertwined?
Because there are 8 songs in the album, and all of them are inspired by something that maybe happened to me or some stories of my friends, and I think all of these things are interconnected. And some songs are like I talk about like why do we exist, and is there a God? Is there is there God, or what should we believe in, and what if there's no God, and stuff like that. So, and I think maybe like all these things that just happened or will happen, and they are all kind of connected. So I call it Intertwined.
Great. Well, I'm preparing you for a lot more of this speech, because I know a lot of people are going to be asking you about it down the line. Now that you've released your album, when did it come out again?
When did it come out? It came out already on 27th of January.
Exactly. When did it come out? I
said. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's excellent. And if there was a track that you'd like to just play on stream, which one would you like to play?
I think maybe the first one.
The first one, okay. So if our engineer could bring that on, please. The first track of the CD.
It's called Rite of Nature.
Yeah, it's got Rite of Nature. In Chinese, 慢物之禮. Okay, so that was a snippet of Rite of Nature.
Yeah.
So all the yodeling at the beginning, that's yodeling, right?
That's well, I haven't thought of that, but when if you said it, I think that yeah, when I wrote a song, I imagine like back a long time ago, where human they like tribal men, they were together celebrating the mother nature, celebrating the earth. So at that time, they don't have language. So they yodel, as you said.
Okay, I think the tribal men would take offense. You are generalizing them.
They're not Gen Z. They should be fine.
Okay, well that's very interesting. And the song is in an odd meter, right?
Yes, it's in 7/8.
It's
7/4. Yeah.
Is there any reason why you chose that meter?
Because it's because I think all of this odd meter gives me at least feel of dance. Like, yeah, for maybe most of the people they think, oh, it's in 3/4/4/4. Of course, there could be a dance, but in 7/4 and or 5/4 in some like Greek music, they have dance music in odd meter, and that gives me like some inspiration and also gives me the when I wrote a song in that way, my body moves. It's just naturally.
Okay, so that's a bunch of rhythmically non-square tribal men.
Yeah.
That you're writing about. That's great. What next track would you think would be a good thing to play?
Maybe How Did It Happen?
How Did It Happen? The last track,
Yeah.
track 8. So let's hear a bit of that. How Did It Happen? And there's a Chinese name, 從何而來.
How did it happen? I don't know. Thousands of lives just pass and go. Most of them would have never noticed in this small world where I've existed. I am just one of the many John Does. Here we are sailing our the course started before we know. Maybe our past life have set the root by all the things we did, bad or good, or just hanging on a piece of driftwood into the wilderness. We float. They say there's heaven and hell. They say there are magic and spells. They say the universe is parallel, and yet there are ghost stories to tell. But what if none of these are true? Did we just come out of the blue? So until someone finds a clue, is alive a rendezvous?
Okay, that's a lot different.
Yeah.
And I would even categorize that as having a pop kind of feel.
Yeah, this song is a little bit maybe adult contemporary, a bit of that feel.
There's such a term called adult contemporary, as
Yeah, it's
opposed to
Children
children-
contemporary.
juvenile contemporary.
I don't know. Because I try to plug this song on Submit Hub, and then some people commented, oh, it's a nice song, blah, blah, blah. Perhaps adult contemporary. Then I search, what is that? And it's generally like easy listening, those kind. Those
18
kind of
plus.
music. No, it's not explicit.
No, I'm not. I'm just joking. I'm just having trouble with the term
Yeah,
adult
adult
contemporary. Fair enough. I mean, if that's the term, that's the term.
Yeah.
But so you're writing about the lyrics goes, how did it happen? Thousands of lives just pass and go. Most of them wouldn't never notice in this small world I've existed. I'm just one of many John Does.
John Doe's.
John Doe's. Okay, who's John Doe?
John Doe is like nobody.
Like the average Joe.
Average Joe. Yeah.
I see. The expanded version of Joe is John Doe. Now I learned something. Okay. All right. So you're still questioning your existence and
Yeah.
and the meaning
those
of life.
things. Yeah, that's what inspired me to write this song. And actually, the whole album, all the songs are not related to, like, it's not romantic. Because when I write songs, I maybe last year or before, when I write songs, I tend to not write love songs. I think that maybe because of my training at school, I've sung enough jazz standards, and most of them are love songs. So I try to find other topics like life, like karma, like what's the first song about? Like nature. So other things.
Without being religious.
Without being religious. Well, I mentioned it, but
Well, I mean, it's the God that you're referring to, a particular God within certain understanding of in some religious realm, or just a general idea of God?
just a general idea of God. Like whoever who listen to it, if they relate to their God, then that is their God.
Yep. If they don't, no offense. Okay. Great. So in your training in the Netherlands, you've learned a lot of jazz standards, and you also learned to write music. Is that where you learned to write music?
Yeah, we have some courses in arranging and composition, but they don't really force us to do that. It's just like whatever you want to study, you just sign for the course and see if you have questions, and you ask your teachers. Yeah.
And you felt really compelled to to write songs?
Yeah, because I do believe that I want to write something that suit my voice. I want to write something that that I can, because I know I have have a big range, and I want to use them in my songs. In a certain way, now I understand more about jazz singing. I can also do that when I sing jazz standards. But yeah, at that time I thought, oh, I have to write something for me because I know my instrument, better than anyone else. And then I have some stories, I have something I want to say, so I want to write songs. Yeah.
Great. That's a great approach. Speaking of jazz standards, we'll be getting to that very soon because we have our pianist here. And we'll have a little jam here later on. But I'd just like to hear one more track and talk about it because it's truly a very interesting album. Once again, you guys can listen to this, and the link is in the description of this video on YouTube. If I ask you to pick a tune from your album that it's closer to what we would refer to as a jazz standard, which one would you pick?
I think, maybe Ridiculous.
Okay, that's a ridiculous choice. So Ridiculous is track number 6.
傳來訊息，未錄至清白馬，認真荒謬，居然唔係造假。大眾啟德遇到外星人派金牛，迷糊喪屍前來自區座駕，認真荒謬，超越人類認知，無數怪雞事蹟年月無休。眺望人間，不知哪方，才遇見烏托邦。高層繼續尋找，精闢眼光，祈願看清楚魔鬼曉以翻的風雨浪。炸彈，平凡地等做法，活出荒謬，忽略頹垣敗瓦，24個鐘每天夢着下。
Okay, so that's really interesting. The lyrics that we just heard is Cantonese, is a dialect of Chinese. It's what's spoken here in Hong Kong, the southern part of China. Used to be a British colony. And yeah, so did you make it a point that you want to write something in Cantonese?
I want to try, because I've never written anything in Cantonese. So, and I rarely heard jazz in Cantonese as well. So I just want to try to do it. If nobody do it, then maybe I do it. Then I think about, okay, what do I want to talk about at that time? It's like it was quite chaotic, well, all over the world. Yeah, so then I wrote this song about, something ridiculous happened here or there, and I wish everybody can have a clear eye. Then they can see what's happening, what's going on, and and hope for a better future or something like that.
Yeah, I think we all went through a pretty ridiculous time, whether it's Hong Kong or the rest of the world in the past few years.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's a great way to express yourself, especially in a language that is pretty hard to write music with because of all the tones inherent in the language, limiting the note choices that you can have with certain words.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Because even when I interpret the song, it's different from singing English songs because Cantonese has 6 tones, and it's kind of fixed. So what I can do or try to do is to change rhythmically, like how I phrase it. But pitch maybe a little bit, otherwise it would sound like nonsense. Yeah.
So as opposed to in an English song where you can change the pitch of a note on the fly because the word would fit into different pitches. Whereas in Cantonese, in this language, if you change the pitch on the fly, it may not actually work with that particular word.
Yeah, like you can sing somewhere over the rainbow, you can sing somewhere over the rainbow, they're the same. But if it's in Cantonese, then somewhere and somewhere could be different words.
Right. Okay, great. And how long did it take you to produce and record and get through all these production work?
From submitting proposal and everything, it took a year. Like from submitting proposal and then wait for the result, and then get the band together and then record. We recorded in June last year in somewhere near Groningen, northern part of the Netherlands, for 2 days in the studio, and then we couldn't finish all the recording there because there's so many. I want to record so many layers of vocals, and I had to do something at home, and then eventually we finished mixing and mastering in October, I think. October. And then November I sent it to the factory.
Brilliant. Well, that's pretty quick, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad. I've heard the album, and I heard how much layering you did, and some of it came up very, very well, I think. Well done, and it's very effective and creative. The quality is very high. The writing, of course, is subjective. Music is always subjective, but I liked it, and I'm sure you will like it. So check it out, Intertwined by Keith Wong. The link is in the description of the YouTube video. And it's time to actually hear him. But you can actually, if you're in Hong Kong, come to Fountain de Chopin on Friday evening, 8 p.m. It's going to be the Keith Wong Quartet featuring, of course, Keith Wong on vocals, Freeman Locke, whom you're going to see in a second, on piano, Alman Young on drums, and myself on bass. And so speaking of whom, let's get Freeman on the piano, and then we can play some music. We're not going to play any music from the album yet because we haven't rehearsed, but we're going to just do a jam because he's a trained vocalist. He knows all the jazz standards. So
not all.
So Freeman decided not to come. He's still standing around there. So let's
we
give
need
him
some cheering.
Hand.
Woohoo!
Yes,
Yay!
he's waiting for that. He's totally waiting for that. Yeah. All right. So they haven't met before.
No, we haven't.
First time.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what jazz is like sometimes. It's all improvised. All right. What should the first tune be? Call a jazz standard.
Do you step out of a dream? How about that?
You step out of a dream. Let me try to find that. Do you have a particular key?
C.
Do you want to connect to us?
Yeah, it's connected.
It's connected.
Maybe I should just hold it.
Key of C? Did you say the key of C?
Let's see.
Okay. Would that be the real book key?
Yeah, 應該係。
Okay, we just. Oh, okay. You're on that. That'll work. Actually. Very good. Well, maybe we should talk about your album while we look for the music. I don't know.
Should we do? You're still looking for the song?
Yeah, I'm still good.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we should do it connecting. How come you get to connect? I don't understand. Anyway.
Or should I just? Maybe I sing it.
Yeah, just take
faster.
Okay. Yeah, it's in C indeed. So let's do it. Count me in.
1, 2, 3. You step out of a dream. You are so wonderful to be what you seem. Could there be eyes like yours? Could there be lips like yours? Could there be smile like yours? Honestly, truly, you step out of a cloud. I wanna take you away, away from the crowd, and have you all to myself, alone and apart. Out of a dream, safe into my heart. da do do de le do do de la do da do la da do da do do la la da 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 do da da do 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 de de da de do da de lo la 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 de do de de da do de do da de la de le da de da de da lu da do da de do la da 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 ba de do be do it out da da lo lo da da lo lo da 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 do da da do do da 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 do li di da 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 lu di do 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 da da lu di do ah do di di da do 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 you step out of a dream. You are so wonderful to be what you seem. Could there be eyes like yours? Could there be lips like yours? Could there be a smile like yours? Honest and truly, you step out of a cloud. I wanna take you away, away from the crowd, and have you all to myself, alone and apart, out of a dream, safe into my heart, out of a dream, safe into my heart. Can we do around midnight?
Okay.
Original key.
It's great.
A pale and only moon in the sky, in the dark before the dawn. I sit here in my room, how I sigh for the day that's come and gone. And now the lonely day passes by, and the new day's come and gone, coming on at midnight.
What key would that be?
Original.
I don't remember the original key. Yeah, it's there.
It begins to tell round midnight, round midnight. I do pretty well till after sundown. Supper time, I'm feeling sad, and it really gets bad around midnight. Memories always start around midnight, midnight. Haven't got the heart to stand those memories when my heart is still with you. And oh, midnight knows it too. when a quarrel we had needs mending. Does it mean our love is ending? Darling, I need you, but lately I find you're out of my heart, and I'm out of my mind. Let our love take wings. Let the angels sing for your returning, till our love is safe and sound. When no midnight comes around. When a quarrel we had needs mending, does it mean our love is ending? Darling, I need you, but lately I find you're out of my heart, and I'm out of my mind. Let our love take wings. Let the angels sing for your returning, till our love is safe and sound. When no midnight comes
That was round midnight. Yep.
You make me feel so young.
Key off.
Key of A flat.
A flat. A flat.
Yeah, I transpose.
Oh.
A flat.
A flat.
make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across the meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today. 'Cause you make me feel so young. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung. Every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I wanna go play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across the meadow, picking up lots of forget-me-nots. You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful fling to be flung. And even when I'm old and gray, I'm gonna feel the way I do today. 'Cause you make me feel so. You make me feel so. You make me feel so young.
couple more tunes for you.
Ballad? Misty?
Okay.
Misty? E flat original. Or user friendly. Player friendly.
You are Rich. Go for it.
Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, and I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud. I can understand, I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. It might be the sound of your hello, the music I get misty the moment you need. You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Can't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you. On my own. Would I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hand from my glove? I get misty and too much in love. You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Can't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you. On my own, would I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hand from my glove? I get misty and too much in love. I get misty and too much in love.
Very nice. Well, let's have one more tune, then we'll close the day.
Route 66?
Okay.
Just blues.
Wow.
F.
F.
I think it's it.
Yeah, yeah.
F. Blues. Okay. Echo, cycle. Yeah. Don't intro. 1, 2, 1, 3, 4. If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. It winds from Chicago to LA, more than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66. It goes through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, and Oklahoma City. Looks mighty pretty, you see. Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona, Kingman, Barcelona, San Bernardino. Won't you get hip to this tiny tip? Ba-do-ba-do-do-do-do-wee. Get your keys on Route 66. It go through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, and Oklahoma City looks mighty pretty. You see, Amarillo, yeah, I love New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Kingman, Paso, San Bernardino, won't you get into this tiny tip? Yeah, if you wanna take that California trip, or get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66.
All right, that was Keith Wong on vocals. Keith Wong
Thank you.
and his new album Intertwined, available online everywhere. Just search for it. Intertwined. Keith Wong. And on piano, Freeman Locke. You can hear us at Fountain de Chopin in Sanpo Gong on Friday, 8 p.m. This Friday, February 2nd. Thank you very much, and we're going to go offline. And we're going to do that in 3, 4, 3, 2, 1.